starting the next part. We will go to...
And we're live.
We are live. We'll just do my entire screen. Bump. Bump. And when you first open ThinkorSwim, regardless of whether it is your paper money or your actual live account, it's going to look something like this. If you set up the platform on paper money and then you log into a live account, you will unfortunately have to redo everything that you do here. But we're just going to walk through what it is we're looking at. This platform is very intimidating the first time you see it. It's a very powerful piece of software, but once you know your way around, I promise it's actually super, super easy. So we'll just start here. This is the home screen, which you access by pressing this button right here. No one actually really uses this, but it has things like widgets where you can get, widget things like this, and then like a widget chart. No one uses this, but this is the home screen where you'll first be welcomed to the platform. From here, we can go to, we'll talk about the settings and setup and that sort of stuff. So we'll go to application settings. This is where you will have first your display account. That can be changed. Like here, that's the slow way. You can also just go, instead of using this, you can just go straight here. If you have multiple accounts linked to your ThinkorSwim login, you can just go here. I myself have 6. Anyway, back here. Next, we'll go down to orders. These are just order settings that for how the price is displayed. This is not something you really need to worry about, but the default settings here are generally fine. Also here, I wouldn't mess with these just yet. We'll go into each of these later on if people even want us to. Active trader, startup, system. Okay. Here, this is also something. So when it says quote speed, that means how quickly the charts are updating with the latest price data. So basically, the higher the speed is, like versus all the way up to real time, where it's updating like truly in real time. I believe that either uses more RAM or greater internet bandwidth, one of the two, but this doesn't really matter that much. You can generally leave this at 1 second. That's not gonna, none of these are really gonna make a huge difference. You can leave this as default. And there's also the sound where it does like the doo-doo-doo when you get an order filled. We can also leave that as default. This, you don't need to worry about that. And go to startup. This just means when you open the application, it'll be at the last screen you were on if you close it. Now, look and feel is where we'll start actually customizing some things. So you can change, you can make it light. We'll apply that. See how that looks? Tends to kind of hurt my eyes. I like the dark theme. We'll go back to look and feel. Or old school ToS. That's actually kind of it looks kind of retro. I like it.
I'm a fan of the light during daytime.
I like the dark. I think it has better contrast. Then there's font size. So some of you might be nearsighted. Some of you might be farsighted. And for those of you who are farsighted or near, I guess depending on the severity of which, you can adjust the font size of things. So here, it'll make things really chunky and hard to kind of maneuver. If you make it that large, let me go back to look and feel. We'll go with large. Now we'll go back to normal. I'll keep it one above normal just to make it easier for the people watching this to go to medium. Make it easier for people watching this to see. You're going to change the font. That doesn't really matter. The spacing between the cells, if you will. Think of it like a spreadsheet. And then cursor hints basically just means it'll pop up a message saying, what it is that your mouse is over, so you can remember before you click on it. That's all. This is all good the way it is, unless you need to change the font size. Now go back there. Now we're at medium. Display. Decimal places in Greeks, that just means like with delta, for example, on an option, it'll show, 0.52. Even if it's 0.522 or something like that, it's going to just keep it at 2 decimals. And then notifications here, this is if you receive a notification, this is how long it appears. None of these things you really need to change, but I just go through them here because it's good to understand what these actually do, what they mean. This also, I wouldn't mess with that. Calculations. Beta calculation method. So beta is basically a stock's beta is how well it performs relative to the S&P. This you can just leave at standard. It'll give a better explanation. Yeah. Beta weighting calculation method. This method uses 5 years of pricing data to generate beta, with equal weight given to each period regardless of its age, best used in the context of securities with longer, more consistent trends and cycles. Fast. This method uses 1 year of price data. So basically, if a stock has a beta of 1.1, I'm sorry, if it had a beta of 2, I believe that would mean that it outperforms the S&P by 1%. If it had a beta of 1, it would mean that stock's performance is identical to the S&P.
I believe another distinction that would be good to make about beta is a positive beta means that the market, the stock will tend to move with the S&P 500, i.e., if the S&P 500 moves up 1%, you can expect also a rise in your underlying stock. Whereas a negative beta would mean it would move inverse to the S&P 500. So you should expect a downwards movement if the S&P 500 moves up, which is a little bit more rare of a case than a positive beta. A lot of stocks tend to move similar to the market.
What would be something that would always have a negative beta?
The VIX.
I actually didn't think of that one, but you're right. Good answer. I was going to say like an S&P ultra short ETF.
It's true. Something that stands to gain when the S&P 500 falls.
I don't get ultra shorts though. That's a conversation for another time, guys. Language. They have English, and they have some cartoon letters and some cartoon letters. You can also set the notifications to be in cartoon letters if you want. I personally prefer English.
Next. Don't change the internet.
We're going to get canceled. I've never used this, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Support is very helpful. Right now they're closed, obviously, but here you can actually, I think this doesn't work in paper money, but you can actually submit, if you have a problem with your platform or something going on, you can actually submit support tickets directly to the broker through the support center.
Yep.
And text or message directly with a support agent here. And they're very fast and they're very efficient. So that's a very good tool to be aware of. Messages. Here, obviously, there are none because we're looking at paper money right now. I just reset. I didn't want to reset my actual platform, so I logged in paper money, reset everything, so it's just stock factory settings, so to speak. But this is where any messages, whether it be, an order being filled, market opening, market closing, certain economic announcements, an order being rejected, a margin call. Those are all going to appear in your message center. So moving over, you have time, obviously. This will tell you if your data is real time or delayed. Because we're in paper money, this is going to be delayed. When you have a live account, it should say real time data, simulate trading. Here, if you are looking at your account info, and this is a good trick. If you, for example, you don't want your girlfriend to see how much money you just lost, you go here, go to privacy mode, turn that on, and it will put considerably more asterisks than there are likely zeros on your account balance, which I guess looks good to your girlfriend. Anyway, we have these here, these side tabs, which we can close with this arrow here or leave it open. These, for example, like Trader TV, I've always deleted that. I forgot that existed. Then we have like live news where it's going to say what's going on. This can be kind of, it may be useful if you forgot about something, but I'm going to generally recommend that you follow Econo Day to actually be aware well in advance when an announcement is coming in. Now, watch lists. This chart down here also exists. I think it's kind of worthless, but it exists. Can't really see anything, obviously. Watch list. Let's create a watch list. That's a good exercise if you're following along on your own ThinkorSwim.
I was going to say that that chart in the bottom left has always been way too small for me to even feel like
we'll just delete it because it's stupid. Delete gadget. And then here we can hit the plus here to add gadgets. They have a bunch of assorted gadgets from like message center. I don't know if you know about this one. They have Minesweeper. Yep. So when you're bored, okay. Ooh.
Those are bombs. It's a bomb.
Oh wow, I've never actually gotten this far in this game. Oh, there we go.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. This program made me a bit of a Minesweeper expert.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I generally recommend having 2 monitors so you can just put Steam up on the other monitor while you're watching your trades. Play some Call of Duty. Well, that franchise sucks now. Play some Minecraft, maybe. Anyway, we'll delete Minesweeper. They do have a number of other things here. They have a calculator, which is, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can play with all of these and just see what they have. It's kind of some neat stuff. The playlists. The watch list is actually quite useful. They have a bunch that are like pre-installed, if you will, that come with the program that are quite good. So, a list of all the ETFs, currency pairs, double long ETFs, double short ETFs, indices with American style options. There's like, lovers and losers. It's like top gainers and losers in the market. They have a bunch. These here with the purple are updated every day depending on market movements. You can also sort by industries. But we're going to just practice making our own watch list. So I will call this watch list my sexy watch list. And we will add SPX, SPY, ES. We use just /ES. We don't need to actually put the current contract. It'll do that automatically for us. do VIX. We'll do, have you ever seen this one? $UVOLSP dash $DVOLSP.
I
And
haven't seen that one.
you haven't
No.
seen that?
No.
That's a cool one. And we'll also add $ADVN dash $DECN. So these are actually unique to ThinkorSwim. These are like market internals. They're not stock symbols. And then we will save that. So we have my sexy watch list right here. And let me change the theme back to just dark. Okay, that's a bit less taxing on the eyes somehow. From here, let's go to setting up charts. We'll do that. We'll separate this into a couple of different videos, but now that we have looked at setting up watch lists, navigating the home screen, setting up the basic platform, hiding your balance from your girlfriend, all the important stuff you need to know, we will, in this video and in the next one, we'll get started with charts. Thank you for watching.